Welcome to this very short, quick preview demo of GitHub working with Uniface 10.4 and UD6. We're just about to release an update for UD6 that improves the GitHub integration, and particularly with the GitHub Cloud. So we're using Uniface 10.4.02 and UD6. UD6 3.1 is coming very soon. So here we go. So we activate the GUI integration here. I can show you. Here are the source files. So when you're using Uniface with UD6, your source code is stored in text files. It's like XML, and you've got all your proc there, as well as all your settings. You can even integrate your version control comments in there, all the usual sorts of things. Here are the UD6 settings. We've got a new one here, gitattributes. So it creates this gitattributes file. Just sets the encoding of that file, because otherwise Git assumes all your XML files are UTF-8, which causes all sorts of nightmares. So we've added that in, and we've got your collaborate function here, which is what activates this window here on the side. And we're using GitHub via SSL via the GitHub Cloud API. Now this is new. We can set the bearer through the environment variable, because you want to set up your ASN file centrally, maybe for all of your developers, or at least have it in the version control system so it checks out with the rest of your source code, or through Active Directory deployment or something like that. But each individual developer is going to have a different bearer, so you can set that up in the environment, which I have here somewhere. So here are the environment variables, and there is my my bearer. I have now cancelled that, so you can't use that code. It's no help to you. Okay, so here is the IDE, and if I make just a silly change, you know, it's a nothing change. But we can see that immediately the change appears over here, and now before I would work on a change, I would normally be assigned an issue. So I'm just going to pop over here. So as a different user, I'm going to reopen this, reopening. This still needs fixing. And George Help is the developer that I'm signed in with in the development environment. Reopen. I go back over here. So I can now make my change. And I can say, oh, here's my notification. So I've received a notification that I need to get this work done. I make my change. Compile. That all works. So I want to commit that. Now I can actually commit and close this bug all in the one action. I can say this is fixed like they asked, resolve, just struggling a bit with the keyboard here, so I'm just going to cut and paste resolve issue number 2. I think it was issue number 2. No, it's issue number 1. And now I can commit that. Done. You can see that this time I think is, yeah, I'm not sure where the time is coming from, but you can see here that that has committed. Obviously I need to work out that time formatting. Small bug. Now to push that to the server, I hit push. So that this time without the individual files selected. You push the whole repository, you don't push an individual file. And again, we can see that has all been done. And if again, as the other user, I go over here, I can see closed this as completed with this check-in, and I can see all of the changes that I made there in GitHub. So in a nutshell, that's the integration. You can use UD6 and Uniface with any version control tool that you want, from our own version control software, which is CVS Suite, through to ClearCase, PVCS, you name it. Perforce, I'm just trying to think of what other customers use, Subversion, the Atlassian tool suites rather than the GitHub tool suites for Git. But this particular integration we've just done to GitHub because we've had a lot of questions about how you can integrate Uniface and GitHub, and we wanted to show off not just the check-in stage push type changes, but we wanted to see those notifications happening and that sort of thing. So you don't really need to get out of your development environment in order to do your development workflow. So there we go. This is coming in a new release of UD6 in the next week or so. Any questions, just email sales@Marchair. Thank you.